Oh my god, I am actually so annoyed right now. There's so many children outside. No, wait. I actually normally like children, not when they're in front of my window and screaming every 2 seconds, okay? Anyhow, let's go to the video. It's a bit philosophical, a bit thought-provoking. Okay, what is a woman? What even is a woman? I don't think anyone has the answer. In fact, I'm pretty sure nobody has an answer. You know, there are multiple people having multiple definitions, multiple reasonings. I'm not here to give you a new one. Listen up. Do I know what a woman is? Not really. Do I know what a man is? Yes. Everything I am not, you know. You could argue, is a woman a person that has long hair? Because when a male identifying person has long hair, people tend to call them girly, or even might mock them, calling them a woman. So is that a factor? Maybe. But there's lots of women out there who decide to have short hair, you know, so clearly that's not one of them, okay? Is a woman someone who might be able to give birth? A lot of people like to use that definition. There's many people, for many different reasons out there, who cannot give birth. And are still women. You might say, oh, it's the tone of your voice, which is like one, you can't even control it, at least not to that degree, right? You can obviously voice train, but like that's stupid because there's women with very deep voices, there's men with very high voices, you know? It doesn't make any sense. So let me ask you, if nobody has a clear answer of what this thing is, what it means to be a woman, what exactly is a woman, what the definition of one is, why should you listen to anybody, and I mean anybody, tell you what you are, what you aren't, what you might not be? It doesn't make any difference. It doesn't make any sense. You know, there are people out there that want to hurt other people, and there are many people, even people in power, mostly people in power, you know, very many people in power have mastered language, you know. Language is so powerful, and language is never meant to be precise, concrete, definitive. Language from these people is meant to hurt, and they will use a bend and change language to make them fit whatever they want to produce. Right? It is like if you're a man, they will call you a woman to mock you. If you are a woman, they will call you a man to mock you. It makes no sense. It makes no sense. It only makes sense when you have a brain, when you have the same thought process of these crazy individuals. You know, if you learn how to master language and to see whenever people are doing these things, nothing can hurt you anymore. You will learn to ignore their bullshit, you know. They are speaking bullshit, and you know it. I know sometimes it's very hard, right? Especially when it comes from multiple corners of the world, where people spout nonsense all over the place, okay? But these are words. This is language. This is not your reality, or my reality, or anybody's reality, you know? It is not. It will never be, and it never was. You know, I am currently wearing a sweet little ring I got off Etsy and a nice little headband I'm wearing on my arm because I took it off from my head and I haven't like put off my head. Oh my god, Chair, what are you yapping about? From my hair. I have not put it on again. Let me have a sip. Now, there's also a part of language where you need to have barriers, right? You shouldn't have to, but you kind of have to. You need to learn what people like to say and learn to ignore it. If somebody who you don't know, who you will never see again, who you have never met in person, and whose other opinions about whatever are totally inconsequential to your life, why would you listen to that one thing they say about you when they don't even know you? You know? Ignore them. That is your homework for today. Ignore them, okay? You will freaking ignore them. You will. Okay. Now, here's also something about perspective. And perspective is very weird I'm going to speak about my own experiences now, right? So I obviously was born male, and I've talked about this in many videos. I've never really voice trained. Back in the day, I did some like theater play where I learned a little bit to use my voice, but like never with the intention to get like this pitchy, freaky voice, okay? It just happens, okay? I never really got a real male puberty because of medical reasons, not because I chose so. So my voice never really dropped. And because of that, all my life, I'm 31 years old now. Oh my God, it feels crazy to say, right? People have been calling me a child because of my high voice. People have been calling me girly or a woman. On the phone, they have quote unquote misgendered me, which, maybe they always knew. Maybe they knew before me, I was confused with my mother. I was confused with my sisters. Even like at the door. This is a new memory I just unlocked. There was one time where there was like a delivery, and obviously the delivery had my male frigging name on there, right? And with like Mr. in front of it. And I was opening the door and wanted to get it. And the freaking delivery person asked me if my husband was home. That just came back to me. I didn't remember that until now. And like many a times in some more recent times where like some strange dude at like the central station wanted to like take a used tissue paper from me. That was kind of creepy. And like another guy was like flirting me up, which is like, what? And full disclosure, you guys know, I will update you whenever it changes. I'm currently not on estrogen. I am in the process of getting it. I've always just had long hair because I prefer that. And not even that long hair, like now I'm letting it grow out, but usually maybe only just like to the end of the neck, And all these things happened, I was confused with a woman so many times in my life, and I'm feeling like I'm in the Matrix now, I'm feeling like I'm in the freaking Matrix. And normally, like before I started working in the library where I'm working now, I never really noticed that much because I don't go out. I'm a freaking nerd. I'm at home. I'm playing video games. I don't go out. So, of course, whenever I go to like random Discords or TeamSpeaks back in the day, I would always get confused with a girl, or a small child. But now that I actually work in a public space with people, and our library is small enough that I can hear when customers talk with my colleagues. And whenever they would refer to me, they would call me she. And... and mothers would call the children, yeah, you can go to her and you couldn't go to that miss. And I'm like, am I in the freaking Matrix? Does these people just know before me and I just didn't know? That's crazy, And like even that one time where I was at the doctor's, like maybe 2 years ago, and they tested me for something. I don't remember. They tested like my blood for something. And then they told me that I had like more freaking female hormones in my blood than usual. What? Where did they come from? I don't know. I don't know. Okay, it's kind of weird. So now here's what point I'm trying to make with perspective, right? Before coming out, before my egg actually cracked, because for me it happened really, really late. I actually got annoyed by all of this, okay? I got annoyed people calling me that. I got annoyed that people would get me confused all the time. Like, I never really identified with the signifiers or like the culture in quotation marks, by the way, of being a man, But I was like, on like my birth certificate, it says this thing. Obviously, on my nameplate, it has this thing. How can people not see? How do they not understand? Why is this happening to me, So it was really, really annoying all the time. Which, and like, it was like in a video game, right? Where you have to endure like a debuff for like a certain period of time. And then it turns to like into an actual buff instead of a debuff, It was kind of like that deal. Because now, it's obviously a buff, I know and then realized that even though like my past kind of sucked, I am now very thankful and very lucky. Because like, see, listen, I've watched voice training tutorial videos, right? That seems hard. That seems hard as frick, I have so much respect for every single person that goes through that, okay? And now, obviously, I can call myself lucky for having this kind of voice. And I've grown to love my voice. And I've grown to love the fact that people, quote unquote, confuse me, right? Because I'm still in 100% boy mode when I'm outside of my fucking home and I'm like at work, So that's amazing. But isn't it crazy? We are all in the Matrix, aren't we? So anyhow, I don't know what a freaking woman is. Maybe you know. Maybe you don't. All I know is that you are one. And I am one. Okay, anyway. Bye!